All right, I know the timer's still going, guys, but I need to start this. I gotta read these notes. I just woke up like 10 minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago. Timer's done. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Hope you all doing well. Welcome to the stream, everyone. We are just gonna speedrun into the patch notes right now, right here, right now. Let's go. So for those who don't know, my name's Nago, your Guilty Gear OG-san, and the new Guilty Gear patch notes have just dropped. Turn on the music a little bit. And yeah, I woke up actually like about 2 hours ago, but I need like 7 or 8 hours of sleep tonight so that I can function well, because my district manager is coming to town and he wants to do a meeting with me, and hopefully that doesn't bode negatively. I need to be on my best behavior is what I'm trying to say. So I got speedrun this. Let me adjust the lighting a little bit, and we are going to go ahead and read this. Yeah, I need to be on my best behavior, so I need to finish this within 2 hours, and then I gotta go for a run, get some coffee, so I'm not too tired. Well, going for a run is gonna make me tired, but it makes me clear in my conscious in my head. So we're gonna go through this rather quickly. You guys are already spoiling a few things for Disney. That's okay. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You're all my good friends, and I appreciate your love for this game and this character. But please, no more spoilerinos. I need to read this. I'll read it quick so that you guys can talk about it on my stream, and I want to share with you guys my the same excitement and passion. So y'all already spoiled something for me. Yo, Gear, how's it going? What's up? Hope you're doing well. Okay. So, finna just gonna do this right away. Again, my name's Nago, your Guilty Gear OG-san. I'm a Dizzy player through and through, plus our Dizzy top 8 Evo finalist with Dizzy, and I am playing and trying to get good with Dizzy and Strive. So let me just adjust this camera so it's at a better viewing angle for me and you. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. So let's straight ahead, skip all this for now and go straight to Dizzy, because I don't want to get spoiled. I literally woke up at 6 a.m., looked at my phone, saw my buddy Memocarp tweet that notes were good, and I'm like, all right, time to go ahead and go back to sleep because I need more energy. I woke up at 8, and then here we go. I'm gonna do this within 2 hours, and we're gonna go and we're gonna go run before work because we want to be healthy. All right, so Queen Dizzy. So notes for Queen Dizzy. Let's go. Woo! This was tough to keep asleep. By the way, I saw my friend tweet this. He said it was good, and I tried to go back to bed. It was really difficult. Yo, it's the Zam. How's it going? What's up? And Hot Pot Fam. Hope you're doing well. Let's go. Queen Dizzy. This is early morning reaction. I got my coffee, or not my coffee. I got my Dizzy tea. Hopefully, there's some good stuff here. We're hoping for buffs. Okay, to make start over. Queen Dizzy version 1.48 Guilty Gear Strive. Patch notes. Buffs, hopefully. Queen Dizzy. To make long-range combat more sustainable, her poking options have been improved. Let's go. 6p. Far slash. The active frames of I use this to catch fish, which is the ice spike, by the way. Okay, I don't need to show you guys. I don't need to show you guys. I was gonna show you, oopsies, from here. Whatever. That move. I use this to catch fish. Has been extended. So the active frames have been extended. This is a complaint that a lot of Guilty Gear Strive Dizzy players have been talking about, because a lot of times people can just stay in the air and not get smoked by this attack. They can avoid it pretty easily. This allows it to be used as a wall to prevent the opponent from approaching. Okay, that's a little bit better. Additionally, the projectile durability has been increased, making it more likely to win clashes against other projectiles. Okay, so that's good too. A lot of times you'll be in projectile wars against, let's say, Bedman, and he can just spam the ice cream cone into the recall lightning bolt, and then you can't do anything about it, basically. So that's good. The opponent no longer attacks upon landing after McKill Sword S? Whoa. Okay. Okay. So 2K2D S Sword no longer is a soft knockdown. I will show you guys what this. I won't be this detailed on other characters. So because I don't have time, but I have time for Dizzy. So this, you get soft knockdown. You know, you roll out of it, and then she can wake up DP, for instance. But in the new Guilty Gear Strive Season 5, you get a hard knockdown. So you get I was gonna say endless possibilities, but you get possibilities of like safe jump pressure, more consistent knockdown fish pressure, etc. So that's good. This creates opportunity to set up projectiles after hit, it says. Okay, read Nagai. I need to read. Oh, here we go. The forward hitbox of crouching S has been expanded. This makes it more reliable countermeasure against an opponent's dash. Okay, so I mean, it's already good. We're talking about this move right here. This move. So it's extended a little bit. It's actually already pretty good, so they have extended a little bit. Now, unfortunately, nothing has been mentioned so far about it being a vacuum effect. I don't think it really affects a whole lot of her current problems, to be honest. It just extenuates, or it makes her current buffs or current kit a little bit better. And yo, thank you so much for the follow. Crispy Bacon Cat. Hope you're doing well. That sounds delicious, except for the cat part. Everything else is... The cat part is cute. The crispy bacon sounds like I need that right now in my tummy. Okay, that's awesome. So in conjunction with the changes to McKill Sword, the benefit has been increased. Okay, awesome. Let's read it further. Maybe we're going to have more things going on. This is not very many buffs, isn't it? It's the Bazam. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so let's keep reading this. And Tori, hope you're doing what's up. Not season 5. Okay, not season 5. Let's fix that right now. Let's call it patch 1.48. Well, currently what you're seeing right now is patch 1.47, really. There you go. You know what? Let's just there you go. Okay, so let's read all this and then let's do a quick review, quick reaction. So far setting S, adjusted hurtbox. Okay, so this stuff has not been mentioned at all in the text above. So far to review, S sword buff, ice spike buff, 2S buff, which not what we wanted exactly, but okay, let's keep reading them. So far slash. This move. Hitbox adjusted, shrunk hurtbox forward. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit more of a disjoint. So setups like this. Even better for baiting DPs. But you can probably eyeball it a little bit better too. In other situations. Crouching S, hitbox adjustment, expanded hitbox forward. Okay, so what is the implications of that? Is that you can just stuff people running into you better. and other things too. Maybe there's going to be more conversions from 2S perhaps. But I mean, I don't know. Like you can already convert off a close slash 2D McHale sword. So now I guess you can do close slash 2S McHale sword. Anyway, frozen state no longer triggers wall stick. Is this a buff? This is a nerf. This is a nerf. Oh no. If people have current... Oh no, okay. What the hell? Arxis? So there's already setups where you do frozen state, right? You ice spike frozen state them in the corner, and then they get a wall stick wall slump, so you can summon fish again. Or you can basically apply pressure. Some players do double summon fish so that it would hit them as they're getting up. So clearly they're going away from... Oh, that's clearly they're going away from like a Oki style in the corner. That's awkward. That's awkward. Yeah, but were wall slumps really that of an issue of Dizzy? Isn't that weird? Okay, let me read some of this. I'm actually avoiding the chat for now, and I'll promise I'm gonna skim it over, just so that I can not get spoiled with this Dizzy stuff. Okay, so Ice Spike, increased clash level, good. Active frames 60 to 36, double, and a little bit more. Reduced knockback, okay. S sword. This is pretty clean actually. This is nice. Okay, so S McHale sword, core circle back S. If you guys don't know what that looks like, it's one of these attacks. So blowback adjustment, okay, whatever. Decrease that. No longer triggers wall ground tech on landing, so it's a hard knockdown. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of like a heavy McHale sword. I know. Okay. Imperial Ray. Tension gauge is now spent on the first frame of startup. Okay, so I didn't read the initial general notes, but I'm guessing that they're going to take away super PRC. But not like you use this anyway with Dizzy. If anything, you would PRC it after the super flash, because you saw that you messed up, and then you're going for a grab. Actually, give me 1 second. I gotta do something real quick on my YouTube. This will be just very quickly. Sorry, guys. Hold that thought. This will just be 10 seconds. I forgot to do one thing. Otherwise, the viewing experience may not be as good. All right, almost done here. Bam, bam. Okay, sorry guys. All right, just about done here. All right, now we're ready to roll. Sorry about that. Little housekeeping stuff. Okay, so Imperial Ray, I'm guessing that they're doing a PRC removal thing. So super PRC canceling is probably gonna get removed. So Faust, really annoying super PRC, probably gonna get removed. All right, Gamma Ray. Let's see some big buffs here. Half circle back, forward, heavy. So it's this move right here. So this move, pretty good if you want to end a match. But sadly, is affected heavily by damage scaling. So if at the end of a combo, you won't actually cash out on all this damage if you do a big combo, or if you're trying to like do it at full screen after catching with Ice Spike. So very lackluster super. So let's see if they've changed that. So if the initial projectile does not hit, it no longer transitions into the cinematic. Okay. The overall properties have been adjusted in line with this change. 100% of tension is spent during the first time freeze effect. Added strike throw invincibility starting from the first frame effect. Okay, first frame effect. So that's not exactly what you think it means. at an initial glance. So it's got a startup of X amount of frames, and then the game stops. So it won't start up right. So when she does this, whatever, when she does this, when she's doing X Japan, when she's doing the Kurenai, she's hittable. It's only after the freeze, after like the whoosh sound, right? So it's not going to be initially invincible, but that's okay. It's better than nothing. Or unless I'm reading that wrong. That's what it sounds like to me. A little bit of buff, but not really that significant. Hitbox adjustment added proximity added a proximity requirement that prevents hitting opponents located behind the character's own push box. Okay, so these are like just quality of life changes, it seems. This initial projectile does not hit part. Yeah, sometimes the full animation triggers. But you kind of want that to trigger sometimes, right? You kind of want the big beam to like come out if you want to chip them out, right? So this is a nerf? What is going on here? Okay. You know, I'm not... None of my wish list things are on here, right? Okay, so these are not... Okay, let's read what you guys are saying. I'll give you guys my thoughts. Woo! Okay. I'll give you my initial reaction. Okay. You know, like the One Punch Man? Okay. Let's see what you guys say here. It sounds strong, not season 5. These buffs are huge. Wait, fast sword is a hard knockdown. You know what? You're right. You convinced me there, Elias. That is actually pretty good. Sibling, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. You know, I didn't notice this. I choose to take this information and cope for Disney. We work in season 5. Let's go. Yeah, 2S going to S sword helps confirms. Not that big of a buff. It's nice to have. Should have been made a vacuum. I agree. Resystem changes too, of course. I will. Mile, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My impressions are she's more or less the same. Yeah, I'm feeling that too a little bit. No wall slumps. Okay, so thankfully I didn't really focus too much on learning how to do wall slump stuff. So Tim says, no frozen stick. Maybe you can choose Ice Oki in the corner more easily now instead of wall break. That's true. Plus on block. Ice Spike Okizeme incoming. Right. Yeah, it's so active, right? If you hit it really meaty. Yeah, you're right. There could be some like meaty Ice Spike shenanigans incoming. Super changes are universal. How's it going? Nothing number. Hope you're doing well. Brockout, what's up? The ice wall slump, that of a big nerf if you can run up to S5H for wall slump anyway. That's true. Yeah. I guess Ice Spike wall slump is nice if you know, sometimes you catch them in the air, right? I suppose, yeah. I suppose 5H though, if you catch them in the air and you wall slump with it, they'll still, or wall stick with it, they'll wall slump, right? I don't know. Setting Shadow, how's it going? Wasn't time for Dizzy. Yeah, I started off with Dizzy. Kitty, hope you're doing. What's up? It's Zam. What's up? Did they nerf the characters in the worst matchups? They could. Maybe that's what we gotta read. So after this, let's read Potemkin. After the system changes, of course. Why did they Giga buff Venom but not Dizzy? Oh no. King Africa. Yes. After you said that King Africa is here, who's basically the Venom striped goat. Yeah, no new combo routes. Okay. Look at system changes. I think they hit Dizzy hard. Will do. Okay. So I am. Okay, my overall thoughts about this, it might change after reading system changes for better or for worse. Pretty much the same, right? We don't address a lot of the difficulties, a lot of the muzakashis of Dizzy. Like, it's nice that these changes are here, but it seems a little tone deaf with how Dizzy is bad, if you know what I mean. So her air to grounds are still garbage. And I'm gonna try to minimize the dooming here because I'm still pretty excited about this. But we can make all this work. So her air to grounds are still not very good. Her air to ground conversions aren't really affected. Like this crouching S being expanded doesn't really do a whole lot. Although converting into S sword is actually, you know what? Maybe in the corner. Like let's say you do a mix up, right? You confirm into mix up. You do one of these things, right? So instead of it being a full screen knockdown, it's going to be maybe still full screen knockdown, but it's a hard knockdown, right? In the corner, it might make a little bit more sense. Like just imagine in your mind's eye, this is season, well, still, I guess still season 4, version 1.48. I'm going to do this mix up. Going to go for the overhead. And she's not going to DP. No blast off. You're not blasting me off. Successfully go for this mix up, and she's gonna block wrong too. Right. So instead of doing 2K2D into fish, you can do like close slash. Or maybe not that. Maybe not 2H. So this will combo. Maybe it's going to do a little bit more damage than a 2K2D fish. And then because it's a hard knockdown, we might be able to set a fish and do some form of Oki. So like that's sort of a buff, I guess. I guess so, yeah. We can make it work. I can make it work with how I play. This big thing here, improving your neutral might be better too. So the Ice Spike increased clash level might be good. Does it beat Nago's projectile though? If Nago's clone projectile still goes through this, then we need to see it. We need to see it in action, right? This 16 to 36 frame thing, again, it's going to catch people in the air a little bit better. They didn't extend its hitbox higher, but a lot of times people can just be in the air and just avoid all this altogether. Bedman, for instance, can just like sit in the air, spam projectiles, and then they're safe. They're safe forever. And then you can't do anything about it, basically. Okay, so let's read. So I guess my overall thoughts about these changes, like out of 10, 10 being all my wish list things being all ticked off, 0 being like all nerfs. We have a little bit of a nerf situation here with the Frozen State, and maybe you guys are alluding to the system changes, so maybe that too. But I think this is a solid 6.5. A solid 6.5 out of 10 for buffs. You know, it's not totally mid. Maybe a 7. Maybe a 7. 6.75. I'm not she's gonna still lose unless the system changes are big for her. All right, so let's read the system changes. By the way, while I have all you guys here, again, I work in about an hour and a half right now, maybe even less. Like I need to get to work or start getting ready in about an hour and a half. So we're gonna actually speed run a lot of this. I'm not gonna spend as much time with Dizzy as with Dizzy with the other characters. So we're just going to go ahead and read all this and do a little reaction. Maybe not even, I may not even have time to read the chat a whole lot. But we're just going to speed run this. I got to get to work very soon here, or start getting ready. So let's go ahead and do this. A lot of different changes here. All right, so general changes. I'm going to do I normally read everything word by word, but we're just going to go ahead and summarize what I see here. So it looks like we're some general changes. They're going to throw in Lucy, a bunch of cool songs. Hopefully we don't get demonetized streaming. These are actually really cool avatars, even though I'm not really a big fan of the whole Habbo Hotel look. But these are actually looking pretty clean. What? Okay, I saw the word stripper right beside Dizzy. What? Who's Stripper Dizzy? Is that plus R Dizzy? All right, so we may be seeing some plus R Dizzy. All right. Anyway, who's stripper? Jesus. All right. New dialogue. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out so early in the morning. We're gonna go ahead and read this. For those listening to this as a podcast, I apologize for saying stripper dizzy. It says stripper dizzy. They're adding stripper dizzy to the Guilty Gear world. Whatever that means. Okay. Stripper, comma, dizzy. Who's... Okay, anyway. Ranked match. Yes. So the long anticipated removal of Tower Celestial challenges has been implemented through the ranked match online mode. You can access it through network from the main menu. Bro doesn't know Christian metal? Shaking my head, stripper? What kind of Christian band would call themselves stripper? That sounds a little wild, right? Oopsies. I'm just adjusting the music. Sometimes it's too loud when I listen back to it. Okay, ranked match. Ranked match is a mode where you compete against random opponents online for RP, ranked points. I'm glad they're moving away from BP, because BP can be an acronym for a lot of different things. Ranks are assigned to each character, so the first 10 battles for each character will be placement matches to determine their starting rank. Oh, striper, not stripper. You know, I used to live right beside a strip bar. I should have known better. I literally, my mom's store, a wholesome Vietnamese grocery store, mom and pop store, was literally connected to the wall to a stripper bar. So this, I guess my mom couldn't, at the time, couldn't afford a place that was better than this. But we lived. It was my mom's store, and we lived on top of the store. So the stripper bar was just you can hear the music at 11:20 p.m. every night. It's always that same song. It's like dun 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 dun. All right, and then I'm a 13-year-old kid. I'm like, all right, don't know what they're doing over there, but it sounds like slow, bassy music. Anyway, I guess the point is I should know how to spell stripper. Moving on. These categories, so you can, the ranked is in categories like StarCraft. You know, you start off in iron rank, you move up to bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond until you're the vanquisher. Are you telling me you basically live Kim's Convenience just ethnically right? Yes, actually. I was, there's 3 brothers. So there's no Jung. Although my oldest brother is pretty much like Jung. He got into... Yeah, his name is Lum. Yeah, he got into trouble. He wasn't the best influence, but I respected him because he was a Golden Glove boxer. He was a very, very high MMR ELO chess player. But yeah, my parents owned a grocery store called Rose's Convenience Store, like Kim's Convenience. I really like that show because it reminds me of my childhood. Anyway, how many vanquishers do we have in chat? I think you guys are all gonna vanquish me. I'm excited for this mode. I'm not gonna read it entirely right here. So you guys, if you want to check it out, click on the link in the description of the YouTube, or there's a pinned message in the chat and Twitch. I don't have very much time, so we're just gonna quickly skim over this. Blah 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 blah. Celestial floor, dual towers, treat the same as other floors. Okay. All right. So Celestial challenge has been removed. Players can now be promoted to Celestial floor through rating update from floor 10. Right on. Okay. So let's. You guys probably already know all that. Not too exciting, but kind of exciting. Bro, I'm iron at the best. No, I believe in you, Alias. You are beyond iron. I'm a vanquisher mentally, but not in the game. It is out. It is not out yet. Yes, we are all vanquishers at heart. Regarding August Celestial Floor, do you guys care about this? As of this update, all players who have reached Celestial Floor will have their assigned floor to set to floor 10, regardless of whether the patch has been applied. Okay, You guys don't need to read this. Please read it in the chat. I don't have very much time. I need to speedrun this. So actually, but this might be interesting. How to search for players in rank? No, this is just added features. Player search has been added. You can search for players. You can search for my other accounts. I have 2 accounts. I have one Twitch account on ranked on Guilty Gear Strive. I also have a non-Twitch account where I play off stream, which is called Oh Hey Otani, by the way. Okay, so this is a big indicator of opponent's connection type, so you can see whether they are Wi-Fi or not. If they're using a wireless connection, it will switch to a wireless icon. Is that a wireless icon? Wait, how do you know? So wired connection, a center icon will be displayed. If they're using a wireless connection, we switch to a wireless icon. This feature is not supported in certain modes. Okay, what? But this picture doesn't represent what they're saying, right? Unless I'm not seeing it. Finally, we can talk your alt accounts. Yeah. It's on rating update. I have massive match anxiety, actually. So one way for me to overcome it is that I have 2 different accounts. Not a Smurf account, by the way. I just go straight to like the hardest characters. My alt account is a lot more brave and brazen as my regular account. I face slayers. Yo, thank you so much for the... Oh, I couldn't see that. Was that a sub from YouTube? Really appreciate it. Let me actually... I gotta turn on one thing here. Streamlabs. I gotta be able to see these. I don't know why I don't already have this on. Give me one moment here, my friends. Oh, maybe the 3rd bar icon is wireless. Maybe wire will just ping. Maybe yeah. Wireless shouldn't even have a indicator, like a bar indicator. Hey, like whether you're 5 wireless or 1 wireless, it doesn't matter. Young Doc, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. Really appreciate it, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Yeah, the ping variance, the amount of drop packets, doesn't even matter if you're 5 bars or whatever bars on Wi-Fi. So it doesn't matter. So as long as it tells us, yeah, this is probably if you're wired. I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out literally tonight in about 15 hours. Okay, about vote to cancel match feature. During online matches, if it detects whether the ping or rollback frames exceed a certain value, a vote to cancel match will appear for both. Oh, that's cool. Like in the middle of a match? Damn, that's not going to be good for me. Someone with bad connection? Okay, addition of block function during game interruption. What? So wait, the game automatically blocks for you if you have some network issues? Okay. So this is actually a pretty neat function. When the match is interrupted due to a network issue, a message will appear with a block opponent button. Oh, you mean like block the opponent? Like, hey, kid, get out of here. You can block the opponent by pressing the hold button. You will no longer be matched with blocked. Okay, never mind. Not as cool as I thought. Kind of cool. If you don't want to like bother with bother with an opponent, then you can just push this button. The Freudian slip. I just said if you don't want to bother with a patient, man, I am not looking forward to work. Forget I said that. I love all my patients. Other specific changes. Okay, whatever. Lighting, whatever. Okay, blah blah blah. Fixed issues. We don't really care. Battle related mechanics. Okay, system changes. So we're gonna read all this. Overall direction for adjustments. We have revised some universal mechanics to address certain offensive and defensive interactions that were seen as problematic. Regarding character-specific adjustments, our focus has been improving the overall balance of the casts. So we have also updated underutilized moves to give them more of a distinct purpose. Please note that in order to align the overall balance with the changes to universal mechanics, some characters saw minimal adjustments. Oh, Dizzy, we already read Dizzy. We're not very happy with Dizzy. Dizzy changes. We're kind of happy, but we're not totally happy. Risk level mechanic change. The risk level mechanic no longer affects damage scaling. Instead, the character's defense now varies depending on the risk level accumulated increasing the damage dealt. What? I read that. I read it, but I didn't comprehend it. What? So no longer affects damage scaling. Okay, instead the character's defense now varies depending on risk level accumulated. Okay, what? Okay, let's read it. Previously, the risk level accumulation reduced damage scaling, which led to combo damage in particular significantly increasing even with only slight accumulation. With the new properties, a small amount of risk will no longer result in major changes to combo damage. Okay, my dumb brain kind of understands it now. So, a little bit of damage reduction on the scaling, or maybe it's quite a bit. On the other hand, the damage bonus can now benefit even standalone attacks such as long-range pokes or throws, okay, creating potential for more damage in situations where combos are not viable. However, to prevent excessive damage... Uh-oh, my lights just flickered. Hopefully my internet's going to be okay. Tonight, I thought it was tomorrow. Yeah, I guess tomorrow. Tonight, very, very late tonight at around 12 a.m. PST. So, however, to prevent excessive damage, the bonus damage from the effect of risk on defense is limited on certain attacks, such as throws, invincible moves, and overdrives. What? Is on defense is limited for certain attacks. Does that contradict what they just said? Bonus effect, the bonus damage and risk level on defense is limited for certain attacks, such as throws, invincible moves, and overdrives. Didn't they say throws up here will be benefited? I'm maybe not reading that right. Anyway, moving on. The graph below compares the damage of souls combos between version 1.47 to 1.48. And the risk levels at 50% risk, the total damage is now significantly lower than before. Additionally, you can see the damage during the first half of the combo has been greatly increased at 100% risk level. Okay, so bam. So this is 50% risk, damage reduction, 100% risk, not really changed a whole lot. Okay, so that's okay. So even if the risk is jacked a little bit, you're not going to melt, is what they're saying. Yo, sort of scary ghost, how's it going? Was this already a thing or am I dumb? I think the damage scaling has always been a thing, but they're just kind of toning it down a bit. Dizzy buff, I guess so. This is an overall dizzy buff, I suppose, because she's not gonna explode if she just gets touched after blocking a bunch. Throws and overdrives only get half the bonus damage from risk. Oh, okay, gotcha. Some real fish juice, how's it going? What's up? The dizzy changes looked okay. Like a solid okay for me. Okay, throws are better now, but capped. Alright. Guys, I gotta get to work in an hour and a half. I gotta start my work routine in an hour and a half, so we're gonna speed run this. By the way, if I don't finish this, I will be back tonight at probably after work, so 8 p.m., maybe 8:30 p.m. Depending on whether my district manager wants to hang out more. I have a big meeting with my district manager. Big things are happening at work, and they might try to convince me to do more work, basically. So I have to stand my ground today. And so, but with that said, I will be streaming a little bit later tonight. If I'm not going to finish reading these notes, if I already finished it, okay, we're going to go on to the next thing. But if I don't finish it, we're going to continue on. And also, we are going to be doing a patch note comparison. I got my screen set up, basically. They probably won't look really good right now, but split screen, basically. So we're going to compare old patch and new patch. You can't really see it right there because my other system isn't on. But we'll be doing some split screen analysis for Dizzy, showing you guys the changes and other characters too. Plus, we'll show Lucy. Okay, so other changes here. Yellow Roman cancel. YRC has been changed to create a greater distance on hit. You guys probably seen this already on the clips that they've shown. This prevents players from initiating from. This prevents the player initiating the reversal from gaining too great of an advantage. While there is no change in the recovery frames, it is now more difficult to initiate strike throw mix-up. Okay. So I guess that's been a problem if Potemkin successfully YRCs you. If Potemkin successfully YRCs you, he can do basically a unreactable strike throw mix-up. So this kind of helps prevent that. Does it actually help other characters overall? The pushback, like if you push them back with Dizzy, Dizzy doesn't have a, like, Dizzy is a mid-range, long-range sort of character, but pushing them back that much, I don't think it's going to help a whole lot. I'd rather have them, like, I'd rather do the strike throw, actually. I'll be honest with you. But maybe my mind will change after I see this in motion. When blocked midair, the user will land faster and be more susceptible to punch. Okay, that's good. You will face significant risk if your yellow Roman cancel is blocked midair. Doesn't really change that much. I think the YRC is good for Dizzy. I think I want to say so, yes. Like, my initial thought is yes, but I'm just trying to think about like what we can do after we push him that far back. Like Mikhail Sword, I guess. I suppose. We can't really push him back and summon a fish. We might be able to push him back and do a fire spear though. Yeah, we'll see. Furthermore, it is not possible to activate during Guard Crush. Oh, that's good. Okay, right. They're gonna change Guard Crush, increasing the options available to deal with Guard Crush. Many moves that cause Guard Crush have longer recovery frames, so performing YRC will now allow you to path to escape. So this could be bad. This could be good. So this is a slight nerf to Dizzy because a lot of her pressure involves Guard Crushing. And quite frankly, like, if they don't have a reversal, sometimes you just want to Guard Crush them as soon as they wake up. Like, we're talking against Happy Chaos, Zato. I guess they're not really that problematic to Dizzy, but characters that don't have a reversal. Venom. So opening up with Guard Crush, even though they have 50% meter, locks them away from doing a YRC, and then you can do another mix-up after that, like a strike throw, or your own 50% high-low. Guard Crush, Summon Fish, go forward, 5D for instance. You crack up the risk a little bit, and you do a mix-up. So you can't do that anymore. This is a slight nerf to Dizzy, but honestly, I think I'm like the only one who does that. So it's a slight nerf to my style of Dizzy. But a lot of Dizzy players do like to do Guard Crush into strike throw. In fact, there's a really good kill sequence: Guard Crush, Wings of Light, back throw into like 50%, at least 50% health if you have like 50% meter and 50% burst. So you don't, maybe you lose it on that, but I've only seen really Daiji doing that. So these are you know what, I think overall nerf, sadly. But we'll see. Yeah, lob him into Ice Spike, meaty Ice Spike, or just like Ice Spike in general. Okay, so change to timing of tension gauge depletion for overdrives during invincibility. Okay, with a few exceptions, overdrives with invincibility from the start will now deplete tension on the first stream of startup. This technique was the technique of the Purple Horn Council PRC solely to utilize invincible period was extremely powerful, as it could yield greater returns when landing an overdrive. With this change, using the same technique as before will require 100% tension. This should have been a change like 7 patches ago. This should not have actually... I've been talking about this for so many years now. This is so annoying to deal with, and like, why is it in this game to benefit like Faust and Potemkin? Like, I don't know. It was an awkward thing. Not everybody could do it, so it didn't really line up with like the design philosophy of Guilty Gear Strive. It was gate kept by knowledge and also somewhat execution, but they kept it in. But now they took it out, which is like, honestly, they should have. This is sort of the annoying thing about Guilty Gear Strive. Sometimes they will take out a lot of little nuanced kind of mechanics for the sake of standardization, which I'm okay with. If that's the intention, please just keep doing it. Just make that the name, the smell of the game, if you will. But you don't. But then they keep stuff like this, right? So I'm glad that they're removing it, standardizing the game as is Daisuke's vision. And also this actually really is hard to deal with when you're fighting like a Potemkin or Faust. Alright, here we go. This whole patch, so Polka, how's it going? Whole patch is kind of like, this is great, but should have been done sooner. Yeah, that's true. I'm feeling that too, actually. That's a good point. Okay, stagger recovery mechanic change. Pressing a button during stagger no longer triggers a recovery. Instead, the character will automatically recover at earliest moment. I didn't think this was an issue, but okay. Adjustments for all types of wild assaults. Okay, here we go. As they are still too powerful overall, the following adjustments have been made to emphasize the traits of each color variation. Okay, so red wild assault. This is like biking, right? Better late than never. That's true. That's true. Across says Foul Super needs compensation buff. Jesus, it sucks ass with it. That's true too. They need to do something with it. Like just okay. So with that said, if they're gonna remove PRC, just straight up make it like 7/8 frame reversal. Like why not? Why does it have to be at like a 25 frame reversal or however long it is? Just make it 10 frames. Like come on. Anyway. Red Wild Assault. It can no longer be cancelled on block. Okay, so Biken and Bridget, right? They can't just do their block string, do Red Wild Assault, throw a Yozansen or or in Bridget's case, her Yo-Yo. Or, oh sorry, Red Wild Assault's Axel. Okay. Okay, so Axel can't do 2P to Red Wild Assault. Round start. I think 2P Red Wild Assault round start is a little strong on Axel, but okay. And this is on block, right? Or okay, no, I guess Axel can still do it on hit. Oh, Biken and Bridget are blue. Thank you so much for the fact check to HRT. Okay, well then blue Wild Assault. Who has red Wild Assault then? What other than Axel? I don't think it's cancelled into, but it's cancelled out of. Can no longer be cancelled on block. Oh, hands. Yo, home the Potemkin, the Potemkin, and also the Venom goat. How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you're doing well. If we have any mods, can I get a shout out to Home the Potemkin? If you guys don't know Home the Potemkin, they are a Potemkin goat. The Twitter goat. Let me go ahead and send you a shout out here. Home Depot Potemkin. This is too early for my mods. There you go. Hope you all doing well. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I gotta speed run this. I gotta work in about 1 hour. So let's go ahead and speed run this. I'm not doing very good on this speed run, by the way. Zena says Johnny, Soul, Sin, May, and Ram. Okay, so what is cancel out? It can no longer be cancelled on block. So if you do the red wall assault, if your opponent blocks, you can't do your next thing. Right? You can't do another attack. So does that mean... So I guess in Johnny's case, he'd do like a red wall assault. If he has 50% meter, he can immediately cancel that into like a TK Misfiner type of thing. Am I reading that right? Not going to say anything, but I think this is the healthiest patch yet. Yeah, I have not seen a whole lot just yet. I just sped read the Dizzy ones because people are here for Dizzy for the most part. And a lot of people were just spoiling it at the beginning. So I want to get that out of the way so we can talk about it. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Follow Home Depot Potemkin on YouTube and Twitter as well, please. Okay, so Blue Wild Assault. It has been increased damage scaling and blowback scaling upon hitting the opponent. So this Wild Assault now rewards players when they make the opponent block, and in turn has less potential for combos when it hits. Okay, so that doesn't affect our character a whole lot. Dizzy doesn't get too much out of this. When we smack them with the Blue Wild Assault, we are either just putting them into stagger so that we can throw them, or we want to keep them in block so we can do card crush, which has been nerfed from what I know, from what I read. Okay, so White Wall Assault. It is now impossible to perform a Roman cancel. While useful and neutral, it will no longer allow you to keep momentum when blocked. Okay, so that's good. So that nerfs a little bit of Gold Lewis, Potemkin. So far, 2 of the big hitting characters, and also Bedman. Hope a Ninja, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Wraith West. Yo, Chili! Skibbity Riz. Hope you're doing well. I'll be meeting with my district manager who's going to ask me about Skibbity Riz, by the way. So I better come up with a good definition for that. Okay, so risk level, we already read this. I'm not going to read a whole lot of that. Stagger. The stagger, not a whole lot here. I'm just going to speed run this. Yellow Warmer Cancel can now be activated on Guard Crush. So that was a Guard Crush nerf. So Guard Crush wasn't hit a whole lot. You can just YRC out of it. I was thinking that they're going to change its properties upon recovering from it. So normally you recover from any kind of compromised defensive position, you are throw invincible for about 5 frames, except for Guard Crush. So I thought they're going to change that, but looks like they haven't. You can still strike throw with, or I guess after a Guard Crush. Pretty good if they don't have 50% meter to YRC. The Bevel, how's it going? What's up? Pause, Blue Wall Assault. Did they change that? Alright, so, you know what? Since our Potemkin Go Home Potemkin is here, let's go ahead and read Potemkin changes. And hopefully, for the sake of Guilty Gear, we see him toned down a little bit. All right, no, we do Potemkin first, because as a Disney player, our buffs are reliant on other characters' nerfs. And as you know, Potemkin is really strong against Dizzy. In fact, Potemkin can outzone the zoner known as Dizzy. So let us read this. Let's go. Okay, Potemkin. We've revised the balance of risk and reward for his moves at quickly close distance. Okay, I read that weird, but you guys get the idea. Hammerfall has reduced movement speed and shorter duration. Whoa, yo, we are really going back to Guilty Gear Plus R, aren't we? The Okizeme after Potemkin Buster and Slide Head is now different, making it easier for opponents to respawn. Okay, so this is an acceptable thing. I agree. The armor effect of Slide Head has been removed. You can no longer go for a hard knockdown, or rather a knockdown while enduring projectiles and pokes, adding more risk to the move. Okay, so this is fair. I think this is fair. I think Potemkin players will agree that this is something that should have been, because it seemed pretty overtuned. Sorry, YouTubian Spy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. And everybody else, you know, I'm sorry if I missed you guys. I'm just trying to speed run this so I can get to work at a good time. Okay, so Mega Fist Forward has slower startup now, making it easier to respond with standing punch or standing kick. That doesn't mean it. Okay, so the slower startup makes it challenging. Sorry, the slower startup makes it challenging to connect with opponents in the air, but it now allows for additional attacks on it. Okay, I don't think it's gonna make it easier to respond with standing punch or kick unless it's like really slow. This might affect Potemkin's combos, sadly. I feel like this is going to affect a lot of Potemkin's combos. I don't know how to do a lot of Potemkin's combos, but I see a lot of Mega Fists. Okay, so Flick FDB has faster startup. Am I reading that right? Hold up. Yeah. What? This is already a problem, isn't it? Okay, whatever. So the 6K into Flick string can no longer be interrupted by characters. Oh, this is a buff. I guess I was just expecting all nerfs. Okay, so this is so basically you are not frame trapping anymore unless you intentionally delay it. I didn't even know you could do this. I had no idea you can 6K into Flick. Okay, well, you know what? Better I didn't know, because now you can't do it. Interesting. And again, being faster is a buff. That's cool. That's cool for Potemkin. What the heck, though? Come on. What the hell? The slide head being removed, the armor effect, the hammerfall shortening buff, or I guess nerf buff for Dizzy, is good. I think these are all fair things. I think these are all fair. So they changed his defense modifier to have him take more damage. Okay. Mega Fist forward. So these are the numbers of what I just said. So startup changed from 25 to 28. So 3 frame difference. I can math. Landing recovery changed as well. Oh, okay. So it's easier to punish. So that wasn't addressed up above. So increased risk reduction, increased combo blowback scaling, increased wall break valley gain. Decreased blowback adjustment. Decreased hitbox adjustment. Oh, these aren't decreases. These are just points. Sorry. Increased launch height of after ground bounce. The hitbox adjustment is expanded hitbox forward. Excuse me, expanded forward hurtbox before start up downward. Okay, so it's easier to anti-air if you can anti-air. Slide head. Okay, remove the ability to withstand an opponent from the attack, so it took away its armor. Decreased damage, base damage scaling. Decreased combo blowback scaling when hitting as the first hit of a combo. Hitbox adjustment. Struck upper hurtbox from before startup. The height of the hurtbox now remains the same as his crouching height. Okay. It really depends on how much slower Hammerfall is. Okay, so yeah, reduce movement speed. Yeah, shorten movement duration. So maybe it's going to be like, well, Xrd and plus R have a shortened Hammerfall. So it's interesting that they did this. They're making Potemkin more like plus R Potemkin. Like the changes. This is really reminiscent of actually Guilty Gear XX. Guilty Gear XX, Potemkin was like ultra super buff in Guilty Gear AC, and then in Guilty Gear AC plus R, still a strong character but not the best. So we're seeing sort of that trend again. Heavenly Pop Buster, yeah. So this is the overall nerf. You spend all the tension on first frame. Okay, so that's cool. Potemkin, I'm sorry, Home D Potemkin, but I'm sure you can make this character work still. This is nice. As a perspective, from the perspective of a Dizzy player, this is rather refreshing. You know, the neutral, like I still think Potemkin's gonna outzone Dizzy, but we have kind of options and tools to move in. I just noticed also my notes here. There you go. It didn't say the date. August 20th. Okay, so okay, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. Let's go back to the up here. This is good. As a Disney player, we have options to fight against Potemkin. It's not gonna be totally in it's not gonna be totally sad for Dizzy. So Home Depot Potemkin says he sells Armor Buster, Gigantor unchanged, but losing PRC and then you can YRC Guard Crush. That's true. Yeah, you're right. I didn't realize that the YRC on the Guard Crush and also pushing him back. That's gonna be big for Dizzy. That's gonna be big. I'm sorry for the loss, but you know what? You Potemkin players are goats. I'm sure you're able to kind of make it work. And the character seems to be strong still, so I think we're okay. I think we're happy. Yeah. So you said Nago. Let's take a look at Nago. So Nago isn't that big of a issue for Dizzy, but let's read it. Potemkin Potemkin benefited from the super PRC a ton because he had a really good. Yeah, he had a really good one. Yeah, it's really tough to deal with. Because yeah, it's really tough to deal with. It's like I guess you can try to do something super meaty to catch him anyway, but like most of the times you're not gonna have like a Dizzy 5H starter. Most characters don't have that. So to kind of make that situation of a PRC pop buster situation or I guess super PRC pop buster situation, it's really good. And I'm sorry that you've lost it, but you know what? Hey, but Faust also lost it, and Testament also lost it. Yeah, 100% mirror. Damn. Grange, how's it going? What's up? Hope you're doing well. Let's read Nago. We have made adjustments to limit his potential for surprise attacks from neutral and strengths of his close range mix-ups. Kamiruki. This is his, I believe this is his Beyblade. Has been changed from a low attack to mid attack. Okay, so they're reverting this change. It used to be only mids, I believe. It is no longer to perform a potent mix-up using it together with the second hit of Shizuriki. This is his DP motion attack. The one where he swings up with his bloody sword. Bloody Cross. You guys know that reference. That's from Hajime no Ippo. It also will no longer hit the opponent while they are walking backwards in neutral. Okay, that makes sense. If you're walking backwards in neutral, you're not blocking low, so you're not your ankles are safe. Standing heavy has reduced horizontal blowback on hit. It no longer blows the opponent as far away. It is now easier to pick excuse me, it's now easy to set up Okizeme after hit, expanding the options for combos and strings. Roger that. Okay, so defense-wise, adjusted how changes to defense based on blood gauge are processed. Is that a sentence? In line with the changes to the risk level mechanics. This may result in slight difference compared to previous damage taken. Okay, so we will see this in motion, I guess. Put the fries in the bag now. Alright, standing. I don't know what. Alright, yeah, exactly. Well, these are nerfs. Standing heavy. Okay, so I don't know. This is a little bit of a buff. Heavy. So Beyblade, change low to mid. DP, reduce the cancel window duration for canceling into the second hit or other special moves. So this makes it easier to fuzzy, I believe. Fuzzy block. So you can't just hella delay it and just surprise you with the high or low. Not... Oh, I guess he can't do the low. For him to do the low, he'd have to do the first hit and then just do like a 2D or something like that. Or like a 6K or 2K. So like... So you just block high. Oh, okay. So this is a pretty big nerf to his mix-ups. If he bites you in the corner, he does the uppercut. The only thing that he can do that you have to worry about is the high. Unless he like fast cancels, like RC fast cancels into low, which arguably people will say that they can block that. But anyway. Okay, so this is a pretty significant nerf to Nago. Although I'm sure he'll still be somewhat of a dangerous character. It makes Nago strike throw character more again. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Uh-oh.
Thank you kindly.
YouTubian Spy, thank you so much for the follow. I think my Twitch stopped recording. Hold up. Huh. That's weird. Am I back? Sorry about that. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so blink twice if Twitch is okay. Okay, it's back already. That's weird. Restream and YouTube kept on rolling. Okay. Weird. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. What's up? Alright, let's continue to read this. That is bizarre. Okay, let me know if Twitch bugs out again, but the YouTube seems okay. And thank you for the follow, the YouTubian Spy. Alright, so moving on. So we talked about Potemkin, we talked about Nago. Who's another character that is a problem for Dizzy? It's gonna be Sin or Johnny. Let's go ahead and read Johnny. Alright. Am I back? Am I actually back? Alright, let's read this. Hello, everybody. If you guys can hear me, please let me know. Okay, hell yeah. Welsh Weasel. How's it going? I forgot my Welsh. Shoot. Good morning in Welsh. Alright, Johnny. We have revised the ability... Excuse me. We have revised his ability to quickly close distance and go on offense, making adjustments to his mobility. Okay, we're good. Hell yeah. Yeah. Refresh the screen, guys, if you want to see this, I guess, on Twitch. His dash movement speed has been reduced, making it... Oh, wow. Okay. They don't often do this in Strive, I don't think, but they nerfed his movement speed, making it cover less distance, and I'm talking about his dash. It is now more difficult to close distance after hitting misfire or forcing block with turn up. What is turn up again? Turn up. Is that his like card toss? Anyway, standing heavy has now increased knockback, creating more distance with the opponent on both hit and block. It is now more difficult to combo into misfire or wall assault after hitting the far edge of the attack in the corner. On the other hand, the increased distance reduces the risk of playing. Risk of placing a card with deal or standing heavy. Excuse me. Let me reread that. I was kind of blindsided by Twitch going down. My reading is a little bit nerfed right now. Okay, here we go. Let's reread that. Little mental reset. There you go. On the other hand, the increased distance reduces the risk of placing a card with deal after standing heavy is blocked. After standing heavy slash is blocked. Okay. The deal follow-up after vault is now available later. Okay, so you can do it really, really late. It can now be more easily intercepted with high-hitting attacks, making it easier to handle. Oh, okay, so you can't cancel it so soon. By the way, what is turn up? Is that a super? Yo, Bright Keegan, how's it going? They took the legs. Turn up is the guard crush explosion when Mistfinder hits. Oh, that's good. That's good for Dizzy. Okay, far standing slash has reduced hit back? What does that mean? Has reduced hit back, making it easier to connect with standing heavy afterwards? This improves the consistency of combos and strings after hitting with far edge of the attack. Okay. I mean, like, Johnny's are already doing far slash into Wild Assault. Alright, I mean, overall nerfs. Dealing, throwing the card right away after Vault is pretty annoying. Vault got hit good? Yeah. We'll see it in motion, though. I like to see it in motion. Between character-specific changes and the overall... Oh, the Wild Assault nerf, Johnny got hit hard. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so forward dash, reduced movement speed. Due to change in movement speed, movement distance has been reduced as well. Okay. Can you repin the link, please? Yeah, for sure. Oopsies. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Dergrange. Appreciate it. Might need to stream later. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish this, aren't I? There we go. So far standing slash reduced knockback, standing heavy increased knockback, vault, delayed the deal mid-air, follow-up timing. His super, that's my name, tension gauge is now spent on first frame. Okay, so these are all... Okay, actually, hold up. Joker chain, Joker trick, fix an issue where unintended behavior occurred if chip and the double gamma blade are hit simultaneously to win the round. Okay, whatever. Not a problem for us, I don't think. I don't think we care about that. All right, so that's Johnny. Johnny got nerfed. So does that help Dizzy? I think it does, a little bit. It helps Dizzy a little bit. So what parts of that helps Dizzy? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Hold up. Actually, let's click on Johnny again. Where is he? There he is. Which parts hit are better for Dizzy? Oh, the movement. Yeah, the movement is going to be really good with Dizzy. You ice floor them, you ice field, and then he's in your domain, right? And just overall. Backdash, I didn't read this. Oh, his backdash got nerfed too. Interesting. Okay, so I want to see how this vault change is actually in... You know, I want to see it in motion before making a proper opinion. So, but it looks like he is nerfed. So let's go on and take a look at Sin, another problematic character. Will you be live tonight when the patch drops? I will be, yes. So if I don't finish this tonight, I'll finish it off tomorrow. Or actually, sorry, wow. If I don't finish it this morning, I'll finish this tonight, and I'll also do a patch analysis along with a Lucy waiting room. We got side-by-side setups ready to go. So we have revised situations where his combo damage would increase, particularly reducing mid-screen damage. We're talking about Sin. Additionally, we have improved the performance of normals that were difficult to use. Elk Hunt can no longer be followed up when it hits as a combo starter. Thank the Cosmos. This reduces the damage available from his low-profile lunging move that excels in neutral. What? Oh, Elk Hunt. This is his low attack. Sorry, the can no longer be followed up when it hits a combo star. Okay, good. Sorry. I was thinking about his hoof stomp. This is the overhead. We've adjusted the blowback of hoof stomp follow-up move, making it impossible to land additional hits from mid-screen. Instead, a wall bounce effect has been added, allowing for combos when hitting in the corner. Okay, that's good. So harder for him to combo mid-screen. Actually impossible for him to hit that combo mid-screen. Cool. The downward hit box. Oh, come on, really? Okay, I'm hurt. I'm heartbroken for this when I read this. The downward hitbox of jumping S has been extended. Are you serious? And they didn't touch Dizzy at all on her aerial normals. They could have done this for Dizzy. Oh no, why? Alright, Dizzy is so generous, she gives all of her buffs to her son. This makes it less susceptible from being countered by 6p when used as a grounded throw. When used after grounded throw in set play, as well as making it more reliable as a jump in. So if you guys don't know, you throw, if Sin does this, throws you in mid-screen or in the corner, 5p to frame kill, instant air dash JS or JH or whatever, you can just crouch block that and it won't hit you, and then you can just grab him. So you can't do that no more. It's better. Yo, Potemkin, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Alright, crouching K. So they reduced the... Okay, they made crouching K worse on block. Okay. Jumping S made it more active and made it hit lower. Sagged for Dizzy. Beak dry follow-up. Okay. Reduced tumble duration. So this is going to make it harder for him to combo. I think that's the implication. You can't do this and then just slide in and do a combo. Hawk Baker. So this is his DP. Reduce horizontal blowback. Expanded hitbox forward. Okay, so they just, whatever. They made some adjustments to it. The lighting is crazy in this room, so I'm going to turn down the exposure of my camera. There you go. Hoof stomp follow-up. Actually, elk hunt follow-up. Decreased launch height as the first hit of a combo. So he can't just like spam this in neutral. Pray to Hail Mary and then do a big combo to kill you. Hoof stomp. So this is the overhead. Decreased height after ground bounce. Changed opponent's hit stun state after ground bounce. Added wall bounce effect. So you can't do it in mid screen combo. You can do it in the corner though. RTL. So these are changes, universal changes, and this tyrant barrel change I don't think it really matters a whole lot. Okay, moving on. So that's Sin. Good for Dizzy. Good for Dizzy overall. We're not gonna get totally deleted facing him. So this is nice. These are implied Dizzy buffs. If Dizzy's matchups are better, then she gets buffed. All right. Yo, nice. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm not going to be reading a whole lot of the chat because I got to speedrun this. Sorry, but I'll skim through the chat every once in a while. Potemkin says, by the patch notes, I'm doing great. What's the changes of Dizzy's perspective? I play Venom and Pot it's an anomaly to me. Kind of I said in the beginning of the stream, I saw a 6.5 out of 10. They're like the okay. They're okay. They're okay. Changes that should have been from the beginning. Nothing's gonna really change a whole lot for Dizzy, I don't think. She's still pretty much the same. But so far, her bad matchups are getting better, and that's always a good thing. Let's read Bedman, actually. Let's go read Bedman, because Bedman is sort of a tough matchup for Dizzy. All right, here we go. Venom got nice changes. Damn. All right. Okay, quickly. I gotta speedrun this. I gotta start getting ready to work in about an hour. Okay, Bedman. Crouching heavy now leads into much better match developments. Error 6E has improved usability to remedy its previous limited potential in certain situations. I forget what that is. What's Error 6E? The properties of call 4BA during the projectile startup has been adjusted. I think that's his recall. Call 6P. Oh, this is the projectile. So call 4BA is his cone, his ice cream cone. It is now easier to safely return to neutral after the start of call 4BA after Okay. After blocking and crouching heavy, that's his roller skates. The Era 6E projectile from call. Okay, so Era 6E is when he does that, and then like the weird follow-up attack happens based on what special move he just did. The projectile from call for B9 malfunction will no longer extend off screen. I don't know what that is. I'll be honest with you guys. This makes set play involving Era 6E in the corner more potent. Okay, so I'm gonna guess this is the ball that explodes. So this doesn't go off screen. So defense, he's weaker. They nerfed his defense. So I guess, is Bedman a he or she? Are we talking about the bed itself? Okay, the bed, it takes more damage. Okay. Call 4BA the cone. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Hobo Ninja, what's up? Change of projectile properties of the first frame after startup as follows. Increased knockback launches opponent. So this doesn't really change a whole lot to the actual neutral interactions against Dizzy. We still have to do the neutral war with the cone and the lightning. Expand hitbox forward. From the second frame onwards, the projectile remains unchanged from previous versions. Okay, so a little slight buff. So expand hitbox forward. I guess you can do 2H into the cone, and it's less of a gap, I suppose. So the call for B9 malfunction. This is the bomb, right? The bomb projectile, head bomb. Projectile from Error 60 no longer extends past the corner. Okay, so it's like Dizzy's ice spike. If you do an ice spike in the corner, it's still going to be in the corner, right? It doesn't go off screen. So kind of give you an idea of what this means in terms of Dizzy terminology. Okay, so this is good for Bedman. So it doesn't really... in the perspective, like for Dizzy player, I think the matchup is still going to be kind of tough, although we did get a buff on the ice spike, so that might affect how the projectile war is. We'll see. All right, so that's Bedman. Who are we gonna do next? Yeah, patch drops at 2 a.m. confirmed EST. Hell yeah, the Bedman. Oh, that's true. but Bedman question mark. All right. Hey, you know what? My buddy plays Eno. Eno is a tough matchup for Dizzy. I'm getting better at it. Let's see Eno. All right. So Eno, we have added clear risk to. Let's hydrate a little bit. Okay. Yo, Calicula, what's up? How's it going? Also got one of Dizzy's abilities. Wraithrisk says my Twitch did the same stream drop. Yeah, it's weird. Weird that Twitch did that. Hurting my analytics. Anyway, Eno, we have added clear risk to powerful moves that were difficult to counter and improved the usability of normals that were difficult to use. So the leap occurs faster during Mad Love Agitado. That's her little new move where she guard crushes you with the hip attack. So the leap occurs faster, however the startup is now slower. This makes it easier to intercept when predicted, creating room for counterplay. Yeah, this move is... I mean, you can react to it with a 6P, but it's still really difficult to 6P it. This makes it easier to intercept when predicted, creating room for counterplay. To compensate for the slower startup, the knockback on hit has been improved to make it viable in combos. Now moves forward during standing heavy. What? I guess that's her move where she smashes the guitar on the ground, right? I guess she moves forward a little bit. This makes it more likely to connect after far slash and crouching slash, improving their usabilities as pokes. So standing heavy now moves forward during the action. Mad Love Agitado. So slowed it down by 3 frames in terms of its startup. Sped up the timing when Eno becomes airborne. Frame advantage of block remains unchanged. Blah, blah, blah. Blowback adjustment reduces horizontal blowback, increases launch height. Okay, so not really a whole lot of changes here. I don't think Eno players are going to be too afraid of this change. I mean, let's be real here. If you're spamming Mad Love, Agitado, and block string, it's working. That's more of your opponent's problem than anything, right? Like a 26 frame like a 26 frame turn stealing attack should be reactable with the 6P, although it isn't the easiest to react to. I feel like in the highest level of play, you shouldn't be getting away with this. So this, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, does it affect Daor Ino? I don't think so. This will not affect him at all. In fact, this standing heavy slash will probably benefit him more than anything, more than these other changes. So I think that's good for Daor Ino. He's still going to be mad strong. I think Ino players are going to be pretty happy with that overall. Okay, so you guys want to see Venom? All right, let's see Venom. You guys have been talking about Venom and how, oh my god, what? Why does Venom get this and Dizzy gets this? All right, let's speedrun this. Venom, we have made adjustments to improve the overall usability of moves and make it easier to engage in situations that utilize the balls. The duration the balls remain after being struck has increased, making them easier to reuse. This gives variety to his neutral game and strings, allowing for the creation of diverse setups depending on the situation. Additionally, the balls damage has been increased. We've revised the hitboxes of various normal moves to make it easier to strike set balls. In particular, jumping attacks were prone to missing. In particular, jumping attacks were prone to missing. So we have added hitbox that only hit set balls. Crouching heavy has had its blowback adjusted, making it easier to use in combos. This improves consistency of combos from close slash. Carcass rate has now reduced recovery time. Okay, this makes it more viable in wide range situations, including neutral strings and combos. This has always been weird to me because carcass rate, to me anyway, based on plus R and Xrd, this has always been the more positive carcass rate, but in Strive it's the heavy. So this makes it, I don't think it's going to be more positive than heavy after this change, but I mean, you're not going to get punished for doing it in block. Maybe you don't get punished when you use it. Anyway, some other changes here. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's. Furthermore, due to changes of risk, the damage of his command grab with the cumulative risk has been reduced. Okay. Have you already read Dizzy Chains? I have. First thing I did was that I read it, so I didn't get spoiled. The balls. That's right, kitty. Alright, so let's read this. Standing punch, increased movement speed when striking balls. Standing K, expanded hitbox and hurtbox forward. Crouching heavy, reduced horizontal blowback on second hit. Jumping P, reduced or increased ball movement speed when striking the balls. Jumping K, expanded hitbox and hurtbox of the attack's edge downward. Jumping S, expanded hitbox and hurtbox forward during the latter half of the active frames. Added a hitbox for only striking the balls after the active frames end. Jumping heavy, added a hitbox for striking balls after the active frames end. The ball, okay, increased damage from 30 to 40. So, wow, that's a huge change. From 2 seconds to 5 seconds? I had to do math real quick. Change duration of ball struck remaining on this. Wow! Come on, Brew? Really? That's so good for Venom. But what did we get for Dizzy? Why? Fix an issue where the outcome could differ when balls collided with other balls were present on the screen. Fix an issue where balls would not collide. I don't want to read all this anymore. All right. Some issues were fixed for the balls. Okay. QV. Expand hitbox on non-charged and slightly charged versions. Performance of the fully charged version remains unchanged. Okay. Damage increase on carcass raid. Carcass raid. Various different buffs. But most importantly, I think, is this change right here. Decreases recovery. Wow. By 8 frames. Frame advantage plus 5? I guess this is more in line with how he was in Guilty Gear Plus R and Xrd. Now don't be this is way better than it looks here. Frame advantage on block -3 to +5. This is if you hit point blank. Very often you're not gonna hit point blank with carcass raid, so this is probably more like +10 or something like that. Maybe +7 to 10. Heavy carcass raid, reduce movement speed of balls when struck with a heavy version. Mid-screen carcass raid, increased damage. Damn, this character is sick. Oh man. Dizzy got half-second long living just Jordan. That's true. But Venom gets 5 seconds. Have you read RAM changes yet? Not yet. I will read them right now. How about Cheese Creator? How's it go? Hope you're doing well. And Jaseda from YouTube. Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let us take a look at the RAM changes. RAM, another, you know what? Another problem character, but not a character I'm too afraid of around my elo. If I see a RAM at my same elo, I'm not too afraid because chances are her mechanics kind of carry her to that elo, and you can kind of outplay them with just fundamentals. But she's still a really strong character, and most characters, sorry, most players' hands, Ram can just blow you up in the corner. Okay, so as a Dizzy player, I think I'm a little jealous with the Venom changes, not gonna lie. As a Dizzy player, the Venom changes make me a little sad. I'm really happy for my Venom friends. Like, you guys have got such good changes. But as a Dizzy player, I'm a little heartbroken from Arxis. Like, they you know, I was actually really okay with the total overhaul of Dizzy's kit and her playstyle until I saw Venom come out, and his kit and his playstyle like basically remained the same. Like, the spirit of Venom is there still, but the spirit of Dizzy is not. Yeah. I'm a little heartbroken, but that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, Ramlethal. Speaking of characters that got like overall changes, the playstyle of Guilty Gear Xrd Ram is vastly different than the playstyle of Strive Ram. But let's see what changes have been made with her. Tesla Morning, how's it going? Good morning. And Deep Purple, they hit Ram pretty hard. Good. So they have made adjustments to limit her prolonged pressure strings and make it easier for the opponent to escape. We have also made adjustments to weaken some of her moves that were difficult to counter, while also expanding her options during neutral. Bayjonetto, this is her sword toss, has now reduced guard crush duration for the sword portion and decreased active frames after the explosion. This makes it easier to escape after with a jump if the gap is not covered with attacks from Ram herself, reducing lockdown from potential strings. So my question is, can she still PRC forward after Bayonetto? Or PRC... Yeah, I guess PRC forward, jump up, and do a high-low mix-up. If she can't do that, this is a big change. The attack level of Ondo, I think this is her rocks, has been adjusted, now leaving Ram at disadvantage on block. Interesting. While this reduces the strength of the pressure tool, the adjustment on its startup and active frames make it easier to use in neutral. Jumping heavy has now a shorter duration and added landing recovery. Thank goodness. It's not easier to interrupt when used from high in the air, and also easier to punish on landing if the opponent evades it. Sweep now has longer range, making it easier to combo from standing K or crouching K. This makes it easier to trigger knockdown after approaching with a dash. So a little bit of a goodie bag buff here after all these different nerfs. I think Ram players would all agree that these are justified based on how effective she was. Maybe Ram players won't say that if they really really like her, but I think a fair Ram player will see this and think, okay, well, we've been pretty privileged. As an ex-Ram player, I look at this and I'm thinking, this is fair. So sweep 2K2D works better. Okay, so jumping heavy, this should have been a thing that, this should have been a thing from the start, but they reduced the active frames. That's a big reduction. Okay, wow. And the landing recovery has been extended. This is too much, actually. This is way too much. From 29 to 6 frames, we got a regular normal here. Okay, Bayonetto, decrease guard crush. Okay, so we'll have to see how this works in motion. Can you do a mix-up after? Daro wasn't mentioned above, but they changed hit stun state of the opponent. We'll see how that works. Okay, landing recovery from aerial slide detro. Wow! From 10 to 19 frames, increased knockback. This has been very, very difficult to actually punish. So this is really good for other characters. Really good for Dizzy. Very, very good for Dizzy. So Ondo, Corsica forward kick. So change the startups a little bit faster, decrease attack level, change the active frames to be a little bit longer. Total duration has been reduced, but frame advantage of block has been nerfed. Reduce hit stop, strengthen vacuum effect, increase height, increase horizontal blowback, decrease launch distance, expand hitbox forward. Okay, so basically big nerfs on Ondo, which is good. Good for everybody else. Not so good for Ram, unfortunately. Okay, so overall nerfs for Ram. Good to see if you play other characters. Bad to see if you play Ram. Moving on. Yeah, sweep from 2K is so nice. Yeah. Gone are the days where we're so sad that didn't work. 2K TD with Ram. Like, I remember just trying to poke out with a 2K TD, and the 2K will hit, but the 2D wouldn't. So I'm glad that that's been a change. All right, so any particular character you guys want to see? Read Asuka for shits and giggles. There better not be a whole lot of things with Asuka. Okay, hell yeah. Let's go. Okay, Asuka. Some rarely used spells have been improved, while the balance of mana gain and cost has been revised. This allows for more active spells use, broadening neutral options. Aquila Metron. Okay, so this is her deep here. Her Ice Spike no longer has invincibility and has been revamped into a spell that freezes the opponents. Okay, so budget Dizzy. On hit, it grants significant advantage, making it easier to gain momentum afterwards. Cool. Low pass filter gravity has now been adjusted blowback for... So it now has adjusted blowback for its target and has added ground bounce effect. It is now easier to land additional attacks on hit. I don't know what move this is. You guys can let me know. Bookmark full order. Now costs less mana and recover mana instant. Now recovers more mana. Overall, the increased neutral opportunities available while maintaining more mana. Excuse me. What is this? Yeah, Asuka stole her flow. Is this a nerf to Dizzy? Yes. Yes, she's not as unique as she was. Test case 2. Reduce the number of Howling Metron by 1. Increase... Okay, that makes no sense to me. Okay, so he's got a buff here. Increased mana recovery. Low pass filter gravity. Whatever this is. Something happened to that. Delayed Howling Metron. What is this? I have no idea, but they fixed an issue. Alka Metron. Ice Spike. Okay, changed it to a... this is actually pretty nice for everybody else, because now you don't need to worry about glancing at his kit on whether or not you should safe jump him. Good. So it's just a move. It's a move that you don't have to... Like, there's one less thing you have to think about when you're fighting Asuka. This is good. And also, it's one thing that Asuka players can use that's fun. And this is also a nerf to Dizzy, because she's not as cool with someone else stealing her flow. Ice Spike will eat entire bar spells. Oh yeah, that's true. Ice Spike eating all his projectiles. Maybe that change to Dizzy's projectile is in fact really, really good. All right, so Testament got some nice buffs. Let's read Testament. All right, here we go. Testament. Okay, let's speed run this. I gotta run to work in about half an hour, or at least I gotta start getting ready to work. We have made adjustments to the situations after combos, making it easier to land. Oh, this is nice. Making it easier to lead into Okizeme. I love it. Sweep causes reduced horizontal blowback, and grounded Heavy Reaper now triggers a different hit stun state. Okay, whatever that means. It makes it easier for standing K to connect from Heavy Grave Reaper. Oh, making it easy even when at far distance after hitting sweep. That's so cool. Okay, Unholy Diver. This is Testament's their bird. Holy Diver. I sang that really wrong. The opponent no longer attacks upon landing. It's a hard knockdown?
These hands.
Let's go. Yo, Ryo. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yo, can I get a shout out to Ryo? I'm trying to speedrun these patch notes. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. If you don't get shouted out, let me know so I can shout you out. Hope you're doing well. How's Singapore? So blowback adjustment on the sweep. Reduced horizontal blowback. Stain no longer activated by OTG hits. Okay. Heavy Grave Reaper. Change the hit stun state of the opponent when hit with the second projectile. I want to see what that looks like. Holy Diver. No, it's more like Holy Diver. Whatever that song from Dio is. Course look back P no longer triggers tech after landing when it hits midair. So hard knockdown, that's gonna be really interesting. Calamity 1. Okay, so we've seen this this change here. That's good. Good for Testament. Does it affect the matchup with Dizzy? Well, Dizzy's got better ice spikes, so that might be better for Dizzy overall. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Ryan. Holy Diver. Did Dizzy get anything? Yo, Shizzy, what's up? Dizzy got something really cool. Well, not really. I mean, okay, just a review. Because this is a Dizzy stream. She got better ice spike. It has better clash properties against other projectiles, so that could be good. Frozen state no longer triggers wall stick. That's sort of a nerf. Crouching heavy hits a little bit more forward. Setting heavy slash is a little bit more disjointed. S sword being a hard knockdown helps a little bit. So kind of minor changes a little bit. I feel like these are more quality of life changes. The ice spike is more active, which is nice. So this is going to help her with the zoning and people, jumping in the air and that sort of thing. And increased clash level. We have to see what this looks like. That could be huge, or it could be nothing. Alrighty then. So who do we want to see next? Take a peep at May. Roger that. Yeah, the sword hard knockdown, I think overall is going to increase her high-low her high-low mix-up pressure, so she doesn't have to submit to just doing JK into 2K2D fish. Depending on how the knockdown looks, she might be able to do 2K2D 2K2D S sword and then summon fish and get some Okizeme. We'll have to see. Alright, so May, I don't know a whole lot about May. Let's go ahead and read her. Again, I need to get to work in about 28 minutes. So, I need to start getting to work at 28 minutes. So let's go ahead and speed run this. May, we've revised the properties of her poke moves to lead into more damage on hit more often. The reduced knockback of far slash means it can now combo into the S version of Dolphin, S Dolphin. Crouching slash now triggers the staggered effect on counter hit. Okay. On counter hit, canceling crouching S instantly into the S horizontal Dolphin can now lead into a combo that with moves such as overhead kiss or crouching. Okay, what? Excuse me. Whatever. So standing slash reduce knockback, crouching slash reduce knockback, added stagger effect on counter hit, jumping K, expanded hitbox and hurtbox downward. So we'll see how this plays out. So this is just May is pretty much the same, slight buffs. So this is okay overall for her. Was she struggling? I don't think so. Did she need anything? I don't really know. I'll be honest with this, but these are buffs for her. Okay, moving on. How does it affect Dizzy? Actually, let's talk about that. Doesn't really affect Dizzy a whole lot. I don't really have too much matchup experience against May, so I wouldn't know for sure. But I'm already afraid of May, and this makes me even more scared of her. So that is as a Dizzy player, it makes me more scared. So not so good for Dizzy. Reduce knockback on ice spike might enable new follow. Oh, right. You're right. Yeah. It might make it easier for her to, sometimes you do ice spike and then it just pushes them too far back and then you can't go into I was gonna call it a blitz attack, wild assault and grab. You have to do something different. You're right. All right, so let's read Unica changes, because Unica is Dizzy's daughter. So Unica has been in the game for a shorter period compared to other characters, resulting in fewer changes. No surprise here. So Penetrate, this is her DP, now has horizontal proximity requirement. What? Oh no, this is not her DP. This is her stun dipper. This makes it easy. This makes it more difficult to hit opponents attempting to punish from behind. Reducing unnatural hits. Okay, so Penetrate added proximity requirement to the projectile part Am I thinking the right move? Preventing it from hitting an opponent located behind the character's own push box. Okay, so really nothing here. Nothing, no significant changes. Did I read Alpha's changes? Not yet, Grogny. Let's go ahead and read that. So Wraith says, I thought May was meant to be really good, so I was surprised. Yeah, me too. So May got away with murder. I'm already afraid of May. I'm even more scared of her. Alfelto. Alright, so we revised... So this is Alfelt Valentine. We revised the properties of some moves to make them easier to deal with. Okay, nice. At the same time, we've improved the usability of moves that were not used often, expanding the range of options available. Chain Lollipop has been adjusted so that the number of follow-ups is no longer reset when Here I Go is used. Okay. This means that after the initial Here I Go, this is her quarter circle back slash, I believe, all routes will end after 2 follow-ups. Oh, so she can't loop? That's good. So is Chain Lollipop the shotgun? Rekka nerfs, but overall better kit. Okay. So her bombardier. This is her little hot bomb. Now disappears if Alfeld is put into hit stun after placing. Oh no! This is her. She puts the bombs on you. The bomb belt. In exchange, a launch effect has been added when the strike part of the move hits. It can now lead into Okazeme even after hitting mid-screen. Okay, so yeah. I guess if you YRC her, it goes away, is what I'm hearing. Oh, you have to hit her. Does Guard Crush... So, okay, so if she blocks your burst, or if she blocks a YRC, then it doesn't go away. But if she gets Guard Crushed by YRC, does it go away? Question mark? That's something we should test out. So command normal 3, what's that? So this is okay, this is her heavy slash follow-up. Korean Deer, how's it going? I forgot, did any Digi changes hit your wish list? No, actually no, they didn't. No, sadly. No. Sad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. My wish list, maybe they've watched my wish list and they're like, not giving this guy anything. My bad. But hope you're doing well there, Korean Deer. Alright, so her heavy slash follow-up normal has been expanded forward with the hit effect changes stagger. Interesting. This makes it easier to combo into her Bridal Express core circle back K, I believe. Slightly increasing combo damage. Okay, so let's quickly read this. Chain Lollipop. After performing Here I Go as a Chain Lollipop starter, up to 2 follow-ups can be performed. Performing Here I Go during Chain Lollipop no longer resets the number of follows. Okay, so that's just her slash hop. So she can only do... Well, I don't really understand this a whole lot. We'll see it a little bit later tonight slash tomorrow. So course look back. S, after performing the dash cancel out of Here I Go, the startup of dash can no longer be canceled into Here I Go. Okay. Up high. So this is the high. Expanded hitbox and hurtbox downward. Oh, this is actually a buff. Because there's a way to fuzzy block this, maybe. To reduce the to make it easier to block. That may or may not be the case afterwards. So we'll have to like look at it, count the frames again. Dizzy S got buffed? It did. Dizzy Far Slash got buffed actually. Hurtbox reduced, so it disjoints a little bit better. Will that really affect her overall? I don't think so. Alright, so should we start from the top? Yeah, the hurtbox got reduced, but the hitbox remains. So Dizzy's Far Slash got buffed overall, but by how much, it's hard to tell. Yeah, the hurtbox got reduced, but not the hitbox. Alright, let's take a look at Soul. Again, oh, I got 20 minutes left, guys. 1 minute per character. Just about. So we have reduced the difficulty combos of certain situations to increase the rewards of successfully confirming based on the situation of the match. Big sentence. Crouching S now triggers stagger on counter hit. Cannot be comboed into the charge version of Vortex on counter hit. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, let us read that line actually. Previously, the counter hit slow motion effect made the move hard to convert off of due to highly difficult combos. This adjustment will provide stable damage when players successfully confirm it. So, okay, so crouch S, added stagger and counter hit, ground throw. When throwing an opponent in the corner, the distance is now the same regardless of the character. Okay, wall throw can no longer be cancelled from normal or command normals. Weird. And Tyrant Rave, same nerfs as the other characters. Moving on to the next character. So overall buffer. Okay, quick thing. Good thing for Dizzy, bad thing for Dizzy. This doesn't change a thing actually, so we're okay here. So it doesn't really change the Dizzy matchup. In fact, Dizzy matchup could be better based on the buffs Dizzy has. Souls love running into 2S, and 2S is better. So Kai. So we have strengthened the effect of Shock State to better utilize his inherent strength as a character. We have also revised the properties of crouching S to, which was used infrequently. I don't know about that. Shock State is no longer removed when the opponent enters hit stun. Okay, weird. This is why. This ensures that if Shock State is applied at the start of the combo, you can benefit from it consistently. Oh, when the opponent hits. Oh, weird. Okay. What? I didn't think it was removed anyway. Whatever. The first hit stun dipper launches the opponent, and during shock state, the opponent will no longer attack after landing the second hit. Pretty significant buff here. So he can, so basically he can't like foul tip on the stun dipper. Whether you hit it at a close distance or a far distance, it's pretty consistent overall. Honestly, this should have been a change from the start of Guilty Gear Strive. This has always been a problem in other Guilty Gears for Kai, but it's kind of like a weird, nuanced, quirky thing that he has for stun dipper. You have to like space it up properly. I'm surprised they didn't do this before. So this allows for Okuzeme using meaty charge stunnage, making it easier to remain on offense. We have expanded the hitbox of crouching S forward, emphasizing its incredible range as it reaches farther than far. Okay. So this guy gets better stuff. Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. I get it. This is the new Johnny. Kai will continually get stronger. Maybe he wasn't that strong before, but I always had problems with him. It also causes less knockback, making it a more viable option in neutral as it can combo into standing heavy. We have expanded some hitboxes upwards as well to address certain situations where combos were difficult to land. Okay, crazy. Kai kept all the quirks in older games. Thankfully, it's time he got better. Yeah. There's a lot of quirks that he kept, but they just removed. So crouching S, quickly reduced knockback, made it better basically. Better hitboxes. Shock state no longer will end when the opponent is in hit stun state. Stun edge, okay. There's an issue with it that they fixed. Okay, whatever that was. Charge stun edge. Reduced horizontal blowback on the final hit. Increased launch on the final hit. Made the final hit less susceptible to vertical combo blowback scaling. Gravity scaling? Question mark. Aerial stun edge, all versions. Fix an issue that I didn't know existed before. Stun dipper, here's a buff. Added launch effect after initial hit on grounded hit. When the second hit hits on shock state, basically you get a hard knockdown. And these various changes to your supers actually, which Sacred Edge got a buff, expand hitbox backward. Interesting. Okay, so overall buffs for Kai. Kai's eating well. The Kisuke family just keeps winning. Okay, what does this imply for Dizzy? Not a whole lot. I already have issues with against Kai. So this makes it even harder. So this is not good for Dizzy. Maybe the Ice Spike change will overall be better for Dizzy. Okay, moving on. Axel Low. We got 15 more minutes. It is now easier to keep fight at long range where he excels due to increased reward from hitting with his pokes. The opponent will no longer attack on landing after being hit by Snail. So hard knockdown. This creates more advantageous situations after confirming off his main poke, such as P and crouching P and far slash. 6k, which is another diagonal moving normal. Yeah, sin corner got nerfed. Yeah, thank God. How's it going, Mordaku? So his 6k has been changed from wall bounce to tumble effect on hit. This allows special moves like sickle flash and mantis to connect more regardless of positioning, improving consistency of his combos. Does this sound like buffs? This sounds like buffs. This is buffs. So crouching P, change hit stun state. I don't know what that means, but we'll see it in motion a little bit later today / tomorrow. 6k, I don't know how this affects him, but some adjustments have been made. Remove wall bounce effect, added tumble effect. Snail, so this causes a hard knockdown. What is snail again? I believe that's his grounded, is where he goes backwards like that with his scythe. Not a really good, maybe this, you know what? This is a really good representation of what he does. I know what the rainwater is. Yeah, I think it's the flip one. Whistling Wind. This is his Rashid attack, right? He creates a tornado. So there was an issue with one vision, which is his time stop. Okay, but didn't affect us at all, I don't think. Sickle Storm, and got hit with that nerf overall, which is nice for us. Nice overall. I think I think this change overall is good for the health of the game. All right, Chip. How's it going, Chip? Hope you're doing well. We revised the properties of his sweep, removing the frontal hurt box during startup. Okay, so it makes it more disjoint. This makes it easier to hit the opponent's low-profile moves, increasing his breadth of neutral options. Although his reach is shorter than far slash, it rewards more damage on counter, making it an easy-to-use move with the proper balance of risk and reward. So, sweep shrunk forward hurt box before startup, so made it better hitbox overall. Diagonal aerial blade, so core circle K in the air. There's a weird issue with tightrope, so they fixed that. And other tightrope changes. So really quickly fixed an issue causing unintended hurt box at certain timings after active frames. K, while tightrope, fixed an issue where the character was encountered stay at the end of the recovery. So whatever, these are just whatever changes. I think Chip was already okay against Dizzy. I think most players feel Chip is pretty weak. As a Dizzy player, this doesn't really change the matchup at all. Chip's already a scary character to face against, so this kind of doesn't change it a whole lot. Perhaps the buffs to Dizzy's normal, such as the hitbox buffs of far slash and 2S, will help against Chip just running in. Him running up to sweep though is kind of scary, and it already is a little scary, but we'll have to deal with it. 2P into snail hard knockdown. Is that good? All right, so Zendivia says, I do not feel Chip is weak. Yeah, I don't feel that too. I skimmed through a lot of people's tier lists, and they always put Chip like at the bottom for some reason. Maybe I'm reading the wrong tier list. They always put him as like dysfunctional or like character that has a lot of faults. Okay, so we read Potemkin earlier. Let's read Faust. Yeah, maybe I'm reading the wrong tier list, or maybe I read one tier list that said that he's good but has a lot of faults. Always see him in A tier. I'm probably reading. Maybe I'm thinking of a different tier list, or rather, I'm thinking of one particular tier list. Maybe it was a Chip player's tier list. Chip. So level goes to Chip is weak at AF. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, everyone's got these polarizing opinions. I can't tell. As a Dizzy player though, Chip's a problem. I can tell you that. Okay, so Faust, we have made adjustments aimed at improving the viability of poke attacks and making it easier and easing the difficulty of combos. So knockback of far slash has been reduced. Crouching heavy, less likely to whiff on block and hit, making it more consistent. So his 6H, his overhead, launches on hit, can no longer combo into hole-in-one when used as a follow-up from snip or thrust. However, mix and thrust will now hit more reliably. Mix with the down back input used in combos causes less knockback. This makes it easier for close slash to reach after. Okay. So far slash reduce knockback. 6H removes stagger effect on grounded hit and launches opponent. So we'll see how that works in motion. I'm not too sure. I can't really imagine what's going on here, to be honest. So I guess he can't do 6H into his fishing pole. So mix, reduced horizontal blowback. So because of this, I think maybe it's easier for him to combo. And of course, this is a big nerf to him, actually. Half circle back forward heavy. His super tension gauge is now spent on the first frame of startup, so he can't do PRC super anymore. Or it's not... Yeah, he can't do that anymore. Which has been a staple of his reversal game. I don't know why it went all the way up. It's been a staple of his reversal game from the beginning. I don't know what to think about the Faust changes as well there. It's hard to know. Yeah, I think Faust... We'll see how this plays out. Maybe this mix change here is a buff overall. This heavy slash makes it seem like it's a nerf, but maybe... You never know. You never know what can come out of these two particular changes. I'm not a Faust player, so I wouldn't know. Melee changes. Okay, so made adjustments aimed at strengthening rarely used special moves and reducing the difficulty of certain combos. Artemis. Okay, this move is tough to deal with. I think this is her move where she hops off her flower, right? Oh no, this is her new move. She like hops back and does like a hair kick to you. Now launches opponent on grounded hit. Additionally, we've reduced the hurt box to make it easier to make it work as a counter against pokes, making it more useful in neutral. S Tano Top causes reduced horizontal blowback on hit. This makes it easier to perform Okizeme after hit and easier to aim for follow-up attacks with pure C, even when only the edge of the attack connects. Okay, so these are just minor buffs to Milia, it seems. I'm not going to change a whole lot. So S Tandem Top, reduce horizontal blowback, expanded forward hitbox. Artemis, people just use this as like almost like a